Hello everybody, my name is Shenko and welcome back to the Minecraft Survival Series episode 33. I hope you all are well. And bringing it to you from the valley and the mountains, we have a lot of things to do today, but for a recap of what we did in the last episode, we established our first home here amongst the mountains, as an homage to our colors and our ancestors of House Stormwind. Placed up our first banner, and we established our first home here amongst this area. Now in between episodes, I have been hard at work and I also established some interior for this house. Let me show you. Now of course the stables have always been here. In fact, my horse seems to be enjoying his time here, aren't you? But as you make your way up and you walk in, it's a lot more warmer than what it used to be. Right now this area is still empty. I plan on putting a lounge area here for you to relax. And here we have a nice little kitchen where we'll be brewing up a whole bunch of our drinks, a whole bunch of our food is going to be cooked here. Absolutely stunning. I'm walking down this corridor to the spiral staircase that we built in the last episode. Makes it all the way up to the second floor. Right here in the connector, you can either go left to a storage area and right to my bedroom. My bedroom is still very simple. We got a nice big bed and a fireplace. The nights tend to be a little bit chilly, so it's good that we have this fireplace right here. There's still quite a lot of empty space here in my bedroom, and so it'll give me a lot of room to maybe put down a writing desk. And the ceiling still needs a little bit of work. But if we go into our storage area, this is a small storage area compared to our basement, which houses all the other items. We have a few nits and bits right here. We have the books that we collected. We have my iron armor. We have the map that led us here. And we also have the bottle of aged Nimbus bathwater, which I have no idea what it does, but I'm just not going to question it. And as you saw from the previous episode, right up here is our tower that leads all the way up to the roof. You can see we have a nice little chimney right there that connects to the fireplace that's in our bedroom. And we got a nice viewing platform of the mountain range. That looks beautiful. But enough about what we did in the previous episode. Let's talk about what we're going to be doing in this episode. We want to establish more of the valley. Now as you can see, I have been hard at work getting a lot of dirt and grass moved. If I put a comparison between what this area used to look like, you may notice that it's a lot flatter. It's a lot more uniform. It's a lot less noisy compared to what it used to be. And so now it gives us the perfect area to mark out some crop fields. And crop fields are exactly what this area needs. Now I have also been clearing out a lot of the trees in here. This used to be quite a dense forest full of these oak and birch trees, but I have since been hard at work logging it out and creating a whole bunch of space for crop fields. We are going to establish some nice wheat, potato, carrot, and sugarcane fields all in this area that leads into the valley. So I think they're going to be around in this area. I don't wish for them to be too big, but I do intend on having the path lead all the way from the house straight into the valley and down out into the crop fields that we have planned. Now because I've been hard at work moving a whole bunch of terrain, my tools have been rather, well, busted. And I currently don't have any mending on them. Except recently when I was caving, I ran into that guy over there. He just so happened to be within the caves and I pulled him all the way out here. So he's going to be staying here for the foreseeable future until I can find a way to cure him. Isn't that right? Yeah, you're a bad boy, but we'll get you back. Don't worry about it. Right, so before we start planting the crop fields, we first need to establish a path going from our house all the way down the valley into our crop fields. And I'm planning on just using regular dirt paths like this going out into the valley itself. I might need to move the cows, but I won't do that just yet. Hopefully I'll be able to curve it as such down the valley like so. So we got an idea? Let's get to work. So after a bit of time, we now have some nice outlines for crop fields. I had to split one of them down the middle because it was a little bit too big, but we have 4 areas for crop fields right here. Now inside the shulker box, I do have all the materials that I need in order to make these crop fields blossom. First thing to do, infinite water source. Boom, boom. There we go. Right, with a hoe in our hand and a lot of time, let's till up the soil to get them ready to be planted on. Just tilling away at the soil. No worries whatsoever. So nice, calm Minecraft gameplay right here. Alright, so with the soil all tilled, now we have the treacherous task of planting all the crops. Now unfortunately, I only have 2 carrots and 7 potatoes. Definitely not enough for these fields, but we'll plant them regardless. So that one can be for the carrots, and I think this one can be for the potatoes. And then the cross will have wheat. Alright, let's do this. Okay, so definitely not the best in terms of getting all these crop fields populated. I only have this crop field fully populated as I wait for the carrots and the potatoes to grow. But while we're waiting, let's actually do some decorating to the borders of these crop fields. And I actually have some ideas. We're going to take some moss and we're going to place it down here. We're just going to decorate it like so. So we combine it with some of the grass blocks, and so it'll give it a little bit of variance. I'm not sure if I'll leave the azalea trees in, but maybe just 1 or 2. I don't want too many around. What could also happen if I bring out my stone cutter right here, we can crop up some of these tough slabs and then mold these stones to be slightly more unique. And now looking at it, it actually looks pretty good. I might need to add something to break up all this green on the borders of the crop fields, but so far it is looking really, really nice. I'm really enjoying it. So these crop fields are looking pretty good. All I need to do now is wait for the other crops to grow, fill up all these crop fields, and hopefully we can get somewhere. Alright, let's get to work. Alright, it's been quite a while, but we've managed to decorate up the crop fields a little bit more. Now, as you can see, I have been hard at work expanding up all the crops, just waiting for them to grow so that I can fill up the crop fields for the carrot and potato fields. But it's still a long way to go. It's taking a little while, but we'll get there eventually. Right now, the wheat fields look very lush, complete, they look inviting, and it just looks amazing with all the little bits of flowers to break up all that yellow and green. In the meanwhile, I've also been growing some sugarcane here. I moved the sugarcane farm that used to be right near where we started. It's now going to be on the side right here. I think I'm going to be doing the same with the moss blocks by the side. And oh look, it grew right there. So this is going to be much larger. It's going to expand over this entire space up until I plan out something to build right here. Maybe a gatehouse, maybe some sort of silo, I'm not sure. But so far, our farming district seems to be going pretty well. Knowing that it's at the bottom of the valley, it is much more suited to growing all these crops compared to on top of the hills or the mountains where the temperatures might not be that great for growing crops. So far, our farming district is looking pretty good. But now I want to deal with something else. And that would be this guy in the caves right here. You see, I caught this zombie villager while I was caving, and I decided, maybe I will cure you for mending books or some sort. The problem is that we do not have any brewing stands or any materials for brewing. So instead of going into the nether, which is where you would usually find all the materials, I want to go fight a trial chamber. Because if you don't know, dispensers in trial chambers actually have splash potions of weakness. And, well, I've kind of been missing the action in trial chambers recently, so I want to go fight them. First things first though, I need to repair all my tools because they are really badly damaged. I think I can hold off on the hoe. I don't think we're going to be using it that often, maybe until we get back. I do need to empty out my shulker box for other items. You know what? I almost forgot something. Where is... Okay, we do have a whole bunch of sugarcane here, which will be useful because we're going to need that in order to trade. Right. In the morning, we shall go up the mountains and we'll go venture out to see whether there is a village nearby. I might need a little bit more food, so let's cook up some of this steak. Alright, buddy. We're gonna leave here for a little bit, but don't worry, I'm gonna leave you with some nice food. Aw, you're happy. At least you have a roof over your head. So, how about we go up into the mountains and we go look for a village and also scout out the area of the mountains. Let's go. The flag. I still remember when we first arrived here. Now we have a house all the way over there, and we're establishing the land for House Stormwind. I will make you proud, Father. Just watch and wait. Another hole. Oh! Hang on a minute. Look at that down there. I think I see it. Look at those smokestacks and houses. Ooh, looks pretty cool. Alright. Let's head down. I didn't know this village was here the entire time. Hello? There it is. There's the Trial Chamber Explorer map that I've been looking for. Right. Oh wait, you need a compass. There we go, Trial Explorer map. Right. Where is this Trial Chamber? It's literally right on top of the... Wait. It's right on top of the village. There it is. Alright. Awesome. Found it. It was in the walls here. Oh, it's one of these corridors. Alright. Awesome. Arrows. There we go. We'll put that away. Equip the shield. Chestplate on. And horn. Ready to go. And let's go conquer this trial chamber. So after that one hell of a trial chamber, I managed to come away with what I needed and a bit more. I found a trident, somehow, and also 4 splash potions of weakness. So now we can go ahead, grab a golden apple, and we can go cure that zombie villager. I would also like to turn him into a librarian for some mending books. I'm only gonna have mending books because, quite frankly, I already have a whole bunch of villagers for something else and I can't afford to break my tools any further. I am in dire need for some mending on these tools if I want to make them last. So, bookshelf, slabs, and lectern. There we go. Hey, buddy. Alright, so I am going to give you the weakness potion and I'm gonna give you the golden apple. There we go. Brilliant. But speaking on in-between clips, I have been hard at work at the next build, and it's right here. I've actually been working on this in between episodes, and I seem to have hit a little bit of a roadblock. See, this is going to be some sort of tavern I have built here. As you can see, it is quite similar to the starter house that I built in the last episode, only this time I've taken a different approach. Instead of building the whole exterior, I've decided on building an interior first, getting an idea of what the interior is going to look like before working on the rest of the other exterior. And as you can see, it is coming along pretty well. The tavern looks cozy. I have a few other windows out here, and I'm still working on things. It's a little bit rough at the moment. I spent quite a lot of time just working out the interior. That's why you can see that my tools have been worn down a little bit. That's why I'm in dire need for mending. But yeah, this is the main floor of the tavern that I have planned. It looks pretty cool so far. Still a work in progress, but we still need to work on the other floors of the tavern. And as you can see here, it is still a higgledy-piggledy mess. What I want to do is mimic what I've done in my starter house, and now that I'm looking at it, we're almost at the last stage of copper, so that looks pretty cool. I might keep it actually. So pretty much this area is going to follow that block palette right there, or that build style. So I do have an idea on what I want to turn this tavern into. So let's continue building. And while I'm recording this, we are about 2 hours away from Minecraft Live. I'm actually pretty excited to see what they unveil, because now that we get 2 Minecraft Live events in a year, it's going to be interesting to see what they showcase for the next drop, and also the teaser they have for the movie, because the Minecraft movie comes out in, I think, about 2 weeks. Personally, I think the Minecraft movie is going to be pretty hilarious and honestly pretty cool. A Minecraft movie is, in all its existence, mainly there for fun. It's not gonna win any Oscars awards. It's just there for folks to have a good time, and honestly, I'm all for it. Now, I want to give you all a little bit of an insight on how I built these things, because truth be told, everyone has their own way of building in Minecraft, and I'm no exception. I enjoy playing on servers, and especially recently joining the Channel 64 SMP, I get to see so many other people with their own build styles, and it's amazing to see how people build. Recently, my build styles have been evolving slightly. See, nowadays I actually build a little bit larger than usual, and that's not because I'm overcompensating for something. It's because, well, I genuinely like building this large so that my interiors can look a little bit more, well, refined per se. I think I learned this from B00100, where he said double walls are actually really good for interiors, and that's why you scale your buildings up a little bit more, just so you can have that extra space to mess around with double walls and get to change the interior compared to the exterior. It is actually pretty cool, and I love messing with that. And that's not to say that you should all build in this style. I'm not going to tell you all that my way is the best way of building. Everybody has their own way of building in Minecraft, and that's what makes it so unique. Everyone has their own styles, their own influences, and their own art styles that they bring with them to Minecraft worlds. And that's why servers or SMPs are very important for getting to see what other people do in Minecraft. It's actually really unique, and I really enjoyed that aspect about Minecraft multiplayer, where you're able to take influence from other people's perspective on Minecraft, and you're able to learn a lot. So I'm really excited to see what happens throughout the year of myself being on the Channel 64 SMP, because so far it's been really fun hanging out with those folks. Alright, I gotta go see whether that librarian has finished curing. But for now, let's just grab a whole bunch of our emeralds so that we can buy the books. I hear him. Hello! You're our new friend. Okay, I can't take you out just yet, and plus the tavern might not be safe for you, so you're gonna have to stay here for now, mate. Hopefully you can give me mending. Silk Touch. You know, I could have used that last episode, but you do look really good though as a winter villager. Can't wait to populate the village with clothes like yours. Hey, there we go. I'll take your entire stock. Yes! I can finally repair my pickaxe. Oh, it feels good. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. It feels good that I can finally repair my tools. Okay, I know I've been waffling about just getting mending on my tools and my armor and stuff, but in about 40 minutes time, it's Minecraft Live. So I'm gonna go watch that, but I'll be back later to do up all this building. We still got a lot more building to do, so we shall go do that right after Minecraft Live. Alright, let's do this. Well, it definitely took a while, but I finally have the carrot and the potato fields all filled up. Very nice, and it does look really good that I now have full access to the crops here. Might add another field for beetroot in the future, but we'll get onto that at a later date. For now, I think I can show you all the first build down in the valley. We have completed our tavern here in the valley, and it looks spectacular. I really like how it looks, and following the build palette that I established in my starter home, it definitely looks nice. And I can't wait to see all the copper oxidized, much like the roof of the starter house, which has since turned all oxidized, which is really nice. It does show how long we've actually spent in this place, and now this will start to oxidize even more. Now, as you can see, the path is this dirt path instead of the stony path that I have up in the meadows where the starter house is, just so it can be a little bit simpler. And I can decorate it with some coarse dirt, some moss, some of these azalea shrubs and these flowering azaleas. It'll look really nice, and I feel like this path is not going to stop there. It's gonna come up to here, and it's gonna go through the valley as so. I might have to move the cows in the future, but again, we'll get onto that at a later date. For now, let me show you the interior of our tavern. You come in here, and you have such a cozy interior, a very nice, cozy looking tavern where I can just be manning the bar behind right here, be serving drinks to anyone that travels over to the mountain range. Have all the kegs right here, and also a whole bunch of food. I have been collecting a lot of carrots and potatoes, so this is where I've been storing them. There's a nice little kitchen here to cook up all your dishes so that you can have some nice breakfast, lunch, or dinner here at the tavern. So ever since I started building this before building the other floors, I have added a carpet, and I've added a few other tables of bits and bobs. I added some shrubbery around just to give it a little bit of pop in the room, and it looks really nice. Very simple, but really cozy. And of course, you got a nice little fireplace here to warm yourself up, and you sit by the fire while having a nice pint. Coming up to the second floor will be where the rooms are. Now, I haven't decorated them yet. In fact, they're still quite empty, only having a table and a chiseled bookshelf, but we have two simple rooms and a third room, which is much larger, 5 by 5. Very nice. Through this corridor, through this exit out here, comes to the balcony. And from here, you can have a nice view of the valley and also the mountain range, where you can also see the flag flying above up in the mountain. But right now, I still have all of the excess materials that I brought over to build up this tavern. I might have to move them back into the storage room, but so far, they're gonna be here until I finish decorating the 3 rooms that are gonna be housing guests if they wish to stay here overnight. And I really like how the block palette matches the starter house. I think this is what the block palette is going to be for the foreseeable future in any of the other buildings that we're going to be building in the valley and also up in the mountain range. It does look really nice. I really like how the deep slate and tough work together like that. So what do you think of the tavern? Let me know in the comments below. I think it looks brilliant, and I'd like to ask you all if you have any name suggestions for the tavern. Leave them down in the comments below and I might pick one. I am actually really liking how this area is shaping up to be, with everything being very much medieval-like. It's gonna be amazing to build up the valley as this nice little town, and I have a lot of plans for what I'm gonna be doing up there in the mountains, hopefully building something in honor of House Stormwind. The next episode is going to include a lot more expanding of the town right here, but we would need to start with moving that villager out of his hidey hole, hopefully building a library and a barn to liven up the town that we have established right here in the valley. But all those plans will have to wait until the next episode because we have run out of time here, so this is where I'm gonna call episode 33 of the Minecraft Survival series. I really hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like and subscribe to follow along the journey with me. As always, my name is Shenko. Thank you all so much for watching. Take care of yourselves, be nice to one another. I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Later.